Hi beautiful people, I hope you're all doing well. I've been hearing so many amazing things about these Arrtx coloured pencils and I've been so super intrigued about them for so long. So when Arrtx recently contacted me and asked me if I'd like a pack to try out, I was so excited to get my hands on them. And these arrived about a week ago. So I didn't want to show them straight away. I wanted to have a little bit of time just to have a little play with them and see what they're like. And they're good. They're really good. I have really enjoyed using these. So let's have a look at them. So when they first came, I opened them up and I saw this amazing little box. It's so cute. And it's really tough cardboard. So it's really good packaging. You take that lid off. It actually divides into two. So we have two sections. And they're really great because they're so skinny. If you have a look here, they just fit on the back of your desk like this. And you can easily just grab them in and out. If you have a look, they have like a foam inside here to keep all the pencils in space. So when you pop them out, you can easily just, all the pencils don't fall into each other. Their space is just left in there for them like that. So I have swatched all the colours. So I actually got a swatch sheet from the Arrtx website. So I did swatch all the colours, and you all know how much I hate swatching, but I got through it and it actually wasn't too much of a chore because there were some beautiful colours here. This 126 pack has a great range of colours and they're all like super vibrant, which is, I love colouring with vibrant colours. I don't really like really dull, muted colours most of the time. I like getting that vibrancy in my pictures. So I love all these colours here. If you can have a look, there's quite a lot of tones of every colour. So it does give you a lot of options to do lots of different colour blends, which I think is really important to me. I don't like reaching. So when I'm colouring, I like grabbing one colouring set and using that whole colouring set. I don't like reaching for all different types. So I like that they have enough colours in here that I can do lots of different blends with those colours. I'll lift them up just so you can have a little look at the colours. And the fluoros are great as well. So sometimes you'll find that fluoros are quite scratchy, but these weren't scratchy. They were really nice to lay down. I was thinking about doing some blends and see what colour blends we can come up with. And then move on to seeing how these pencils work over alcohol markers as well. I looked through all my books and I think this book's going to work the best. Because I have heard, I haven't used this book before, this is a fresh one, and I've heard that coloured pencils are laid down really well in these books. So I thought that's a great option here. And I also thought it would be a great idea just to colour in little blends in these little frames here, just so we can see what we've got. And then at the end, I can finish this picture and what we've done with the blends will actually work in with the picture when I do it in the end. So I've just got a scrap piece of paper here. I'm just going to have a quick look on my colour chart, get some colours that I think will go together and we'll see how they work. For this one, I've decided to use pastel green, lime green and grass green. It's quite easy to find the names because they are just written along here also with the numbers. So it's not too hard to see them. What I have realised is the ones in the middle of the pack here, it's hard because you can't see the outside of them. But with this colour chart, the chart that I got off Arrtx website, these are in order of the way that they are in the pack. If I want a purple, I can grab a purple out and then I can see what that purple is and just say I can see that it's like 4 away from the colour that I do want. So I can just count down 4 colours and pop it out. So that's why this colour chart's really good because it is in order that they are laid out. And I guess if you put them back in the same order again, it doesn't cause a problem. I'm just going to give a really quick try just to see how they go. I'm not doing a proper blend now, I'll do it on the paper, but just to see if they will work together. And I think that's a terrible, terrible blend, but I'm just trying the colours. And I think that if we do it properly, that those colours will actually look really pretty together. So I'll start off by doing the greens. I'm just going to give everything a bit of a quick sharpen. Just got my electronic sharpener here, and I'll just give everything a quick go. I actually haven't sharpened them, so I don't know how... Oh, there you go. The lead's perfect. They sharpen lovely. Yeah, they sharpen very, very well. Awesome. I don't think these will break a lot either when you're sharpening them, because they seem... they're quite creamy like Prisma, but they do seem a little bit tougher. So just before I start colour this in, I'll just let you know I did just swap out one of the greens. So I swapped out the lime green, the one that I had in the middle, for the spring green. I just want it to be a little bit more brighter, so that's why I swapped that out. Okay, I'll just start off by doing this one here. What I was thinking is, because I want them to look a little bit like pictures in the background, I don't want it to be a completely smooth blend. So I want it to look like a little bit of different layers. So what I'll do is I'll start with this lighter green here. So this is the one with the spring green that I just finished. It's quite rough because, like I said, I wanted it to be like a picture, so I didn't want it to be like a perfect gradient. But I also did the one with the lime green as well, just to see what it looked like. So you see, because I swapped it out, these two colours are the same, but it does make huge difference to the overall look. This is a lot brighter, but I think I like both of those together. Okay, so I have got the cream, the Bacon Miller pink, and also rose red. Let's see how they'll go together. Sometimes I like just adding a little bit of like a creamy yellow colour to the end of a blend. It doesn't usually blend too perfectly, but I just like the way that it makes all the other colours pop. There's another one done. I think they layer really nicely, and I like that colour as well. And I have noticed you can go over, I've gone over quite a few layers there, and I've had no waxy build-up, which is always really, really nice. Alrighty, I've got these ones for this one. The lightest colour being pastel blue, and then onto cloud blue, and then moving on to hello turquoise light, and then hello turquoise. Usually I do find with the naming of the pencils, if there's like a colour and then a light, like say light blue and then blue, those two will usually blend really well together. As all my blended colours, I actually think that they blended really, really nicely, and you can do quite a few layers on here as well. So super happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is test them on top of markers and see how they go. I am working on this page in Disney stained glass. So what I've done is I've done a base with the alcohol markers. So what I want to do now is bring more depth in and shadow. So I want to use the pencils to do that. So I want very similar colours, but just a deeper colour. So this is what always happens to my swatch sheets. I will be folding them left, right and centre, because I just like to place the colour here, and then I can see if it's close or not. So this is why I actually don't like putting swatches in a book, like that you can't get the swatches out, because I do usually ruin and crease my swatch sheets because I do a lot of this to try and find the colours. I actually like that colour there, and there's this one. And we'll see how these go over markers. So with this, because it's the stained glass book, I do want to make, my plan was to make the background look like stained glass, but then this bit here, I'm just going to colour in normally. So I'm just going to shade it normally. I'm not going to have it as stained glass, but what I'm planning on colouring in today is just this stained glass background and see what we can do with bringing some depth into it. Okay, so they lay on markers really nicely, really nicely. I'm really stoked at how well they lay on markers. And I'm only pushing very lightly, and there's quite a lot of colour coming out of it, which is always nice because I don't like that pain you get. I don't know if you guys all get it, but I get this pain up here when I push too aggressively with my pencils. I don't know if aggressively is the word, but you know what I mean. So they're definitely the colours that I'll be using for this background. I'm going to find some colours for the grass here, so let's see what we can find. Just colouring in the dark bits again, and it's really quite interesting colouring in this book because I haven't coloured in one of these books before. It's really quite interesting working out what you want to do with all these lines. So I've decided that I want the background all to be stained glass and then the front just to be like a normal picture. So this will be the main point, and I'll make this a lot darker as well when I finish it off. But also thinking about where you want the light and shadows to fall is really tricky as well when you're doing this stained glass kind of look. I just made mine quite random, but then I did put shadows underneath things that I thought would have shadows. So like all along here, I did put a shadow as well. So I'm not sure how that will work in the end, but I'll just have to wait and see. I have really enjoyed colouring in this book, I really have. I didn't know if I would, but when I first started my colouring journey, I saw lots of people colouring these books, and truthfully, I thought they were a little bit silly, but then I saw some pictures that people had done in them, and I was like, oh wow, you can really colour in really beautifully in them. So that's why I decided to get one, and I really am loving working in it, which is a surprise for me because I didn't think that I'd love it that much, but I really do. Got my daughter one too, and she loves working in hers as well. So it'll be great to actually see what this first one I've done works out like. So that's the darker colour. I haven't done it all, just some of it. And we'll just add a tiny bit of this lighter colour. As I said before, I don't want to go over all my marker work. I still want that to be able to show predominantly. Like sometimes I'll use my marker just as a base coat. So I will basically go over the whole marker and with a different colour. But in this picture, I don't want to because I liked this, like the gradients that I've done with my marker. So I don't want to lose those. So that's why I will just go over these bits and then keep the highlights that I've got going on. I'll keep them there because they work really well, I think. But these pencils are beautiful to lay over markers, really nice. So you can see just here with the greens what a difference it has made. So you can see it's added a little bit more depth here as well. I'll work with these shadows and see if I can deepen them a little bit with the greys. They do have a great selection of greys as well. So they have some cooler and warm greys. When it comes to greys, my go-to rule or what I use, because I used to be very confused about if I should use a cool grey there or a warm grey there. So what I usually will say to myself, if it is a living thing like an animal, I'll go for the warm grey. And if it's a non-living thing like a rock or a building, I'll hit up the cool grey. So that's how I decide which is the right grey for which circumstance I'm doing. I'm just going to use a 50% cool grey. So I'm just going to go over this shadow. I think I might even end up using a bit of black just to deepen it even more. So just grab the black and just add a little bit of shadow with the black. I think that's going to be more intense. I'll do the rest of this off camera. Hi, just jumping in here. Just want to let you guys see what I have done off camera. I did this after I'd finished my video, but I just thought I would jump in and show you what I'm up to now. So I did use all the Arrtx pencils to finish all the shading, and then covered the outlines with some Toolie Art paint pens. But I still have a little bit more to do. I want to add to the pictures in the front, make them a little bit more deeper in shading. So that's what I've done so far. But my actual completely finished one will be in my end of month finish videos. But I'm super stoked how the Arrtx 126 colors pencils go over markers, like super stoked. I actually think that these pencils are going to be up there with the pencils that I grab for most. They're beautiful, very creamy, not very much crumbling at all when you're using them. And the colors are really vibrant. You don't have to push really hard to get a lot of pigment out of them. So I can't wait to use them in a whole picture. I'm going to complete the first picture I use, I think mostly in these pencils, just to see how they go over a whole picture. But from what I've done today, these are brilliant, and I could definitely recommend you to get them if you're looking for some really great pencils, but on a lower budget. So I will add some links in the description as to where to purchase these pencils. And let me know if you guys have used them. I'd really love to know what you guys think too, because all the reviews and rumors that I've heard that these are great are true. From what I'm seeing now, I think they are true. They're amazing. Really, really, really good quality pencils. So thank you, Arrtx, for sending those pencils out to me. They were amazing, and I'm super stoked that I've now found another pencil that I can add to my list when I'm colouring in my pages. Okay, so thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good week. Bye.